You're watching Dynamite TV.
This is Samsung's concept that you may be able to have your hands on as early as January 2016. It has been codenamed Project Valley or even Project V. A microblogging site by the name of Weibo from China were the ones who posted the new pictures on the 15th of September. This is by no means the first time we've heard of this concept project being developed in secret by Samsung. Back in March, Business Korea, a reporting company, dropped word that an official from Samsung may have already teased the idea of this uniquely designed phablet, and that it could already be being designed when they said, and I quote, "The industry believes that a commercialization of foldable smartphones will be possible in 2016. Thereafter, it was reported by Sam Mobile towards the end of May that the development of a foldable dual-screen cell phone was known within the company as the aforementioned Project Valley or Project V. Of course, that news didn't include leaked concept photos or when it would arrive in stores, making this report received on the 15th extra exciting. According to the Weibo user mentioned earlier, we might expect either a 620 or 820 Snapdragon chip, SD memory storage, and a hardwired battery, and at least 3 gigs of RAM. And as I said before, the earliest we could see it arrive is in stores January 2016. The fact that, in some people's opinion, Samsung has surpassed Apple when it comes to the realm of oversized phone-tablet hybrids, and given their faster pace in the industry, could reward Samsung with the same success that they gained with their Galaxy series. While it may be too soon to gauge how reliable the new screen will be, or the practicality it may provide, we can say that just based on hardware won't secure success, and we will find out in due time more of the functionality. In other related news, LG may very well reveal an extra thin TV prototype that can be rolled up like a scroll by next year at the earliest. With these huge companies making thin and versatile screens with an increasing ability to fold and become compact in ways that currently don't exist to the mass public, it is safe to say that these sorts of ideas are no longer pipe dreams and prototypes. The multitude of potential uses span across all industries, and just the idea of having something that could one day have a diameter of a flat screen TV, but then be folded up to the size that would fit in a purse or pocket for mobility is very exciting. Here is Google's Nexus 5X, and by the time you find yourself watching this video, it will already be available to own, making it the least interesting among the concepts I'll be covering. A reputable source gave Android Pit the pictures that you see of the finalized design, featuring a fingerprint sensor, a protruding rear camera with dual LED flash, and a laser autofocusing module. LG's logo won't be featured on this device, just Nexus's logo will be seen on the back. Other features will include what is described as a panda white paint job, meaning it will have a black front and white back casing, 16 or 32 gig memory options, 2700 mAh battery, a headphone jack located on the bottom of the device, a 12.7 megapixel camera, 1080p resolution, a Snapdragon 808 processor, and 3 gigs of RAM. Despite all that, the phone will still be valued at $400. Android Pit points out that the phone's performance will have difficulty matching the flagship LG phone, the G4. Possible leaked photos of a Nokia smartphone surfaced on the 8th of September, which had many believing Nokia would be dipping their feet in the smartphone pond once again. However, these photos were later confirmed as not being official and actually just conceptual designs by a fan of Nokia. After the current agreement between Microsoft and Nokia ends, Nokia's CEO made a statement of interest in re-emerging into the market with new designs and licenses in 2016 and years following. The C1 will most likely have Intel's Atom processor under the hood, coupled with Android's Marshmallow, in an effort to make phones that are able to keep up with the demands of consumers in the following years, while also being easy on the wallet. It is going to be 1080p resolution and 5 inches in size. At least this is what is being projected. This wouldn't be the first time Nokia has made an Android device, their first being the Nokia X. However, this would be the first time that they've developed outside of the agreements and control of Microsoft. And here we have what may be leaked designs of the newest generation of the Oculus Rift, uncovered by a user on Reddit. The 2.0 will feature wireless capabilities and a touch-sensitive controller from what can be speculated. The founder of Oculus Rift quoted that this is an old placeholder concept image that was accidentally leaked and everything in it is ancient. Enjoy checking it out at this point, but don't expect everything to carry through to the stream on the 11th. Sony has plans to get in the mix of the VR components as well. Project Morpheus, as it's currently referred to, was showed off at the Game Developers Conference. Despite still appearing in the same sort of design as the prototype revealed last year, Sony assures the technical features have improved greatly. There is no plan to release the finished product until 2016 though. Sony is surely making large moves to further bring the product to life. The initial prototype has a basic 5-inch display, which has been swapped out and upgraded to a 5.7-inch OLED 1080p Full HD display that increases the field of view up to 100 degrees, which will make for a less blurry and low resistance and more enjoyable experience. In fact, it seems a lot of the aspects regarding this VR headset are exponentially getting better, like the refresh rate, for example, currently rendering at 120 frames per second, which will pair beautifully with current console's output power. Two other notable improvements are firstly the increasing accuracy of positional tracking for this VR, as they added 3 more tracking LEDs, making a total of 9 now. Lastly, unlike other designs arising from the competing companies, Sony's concept is said to be equipped and removed with greater ease by use of a singular band design, with an emergency quick release feature that centers the weight of the device directly on top of the head versus resting on some area of the face. Canon will also be releasing their own VR headset as well. They introduced the prototype for the first time at the Expo that took place in New York, looking like a futuristic Viewmaster. This is so far the strangest and odd-looking headset concept yet. Currently, the prototype is simple and pretty bare bones. The earliest incarnations appeared to be 2 simple 5.5-inch LCD screens that entertain 2025-60 by 1440 resolution, which despite its funky design is the highest resolution being offered in any VR set. It is currently secured to the face much like a mask. However, because of the fact that the headset is still very much in the earliest stages in development, its current outward appearance is likely to continue to evolve as well. The headset has no audio emission built in at the moment, so regardless of whether or not Canon is just playing with advancements in the scope of technology or further developing the product, it is clear that the world of virtual reality is going to be fast-paced and lucrative, to say the least. Coming in second for this video's imaginary contest of least interesting items discussed would have to go to the Toyota Prius, which made its global debut on the 8th of September 2015. But for those of you who haven't been keeping up to date with spy captures of camouflaged and cloaked test shells, here it is in all of its gluten-free, pretentious attitude. No, I'm kidding. It appears it has taken inspiration from one of Toyota's more edge case vehicles called the Mirai, which travels via hydrogen fuel cell. Notice the similarity in these rears? Toyota's execs claim the fuel efficiency to be 10% better than prior model, due to thermal efficiency and a newly designed engine, taking us from 50 miles per gallon from the previous model to 55 miles per gallon. Reports also claim it will be a more enjoyable vehicle to operate with a more European style handling and road feel. But wait, there's more! A plug-in hybrid version is being released as well and said to be able to travel 30 miles between charges. However, this version will be about a year late to the release party, so make sure you save it some cake. Here are the best spy shots found of a forthcoming Volvo vehicle. Camouflaged as it may be, auto enthusiasts believe these photos are spot on in line with the details and dimensions of the S90. Volvo pled the fifth when inquired by Autocar as to whether or not these hunches were correct, but they did remind us that it is typical to have made a scale model as means of celebrating new model launches. The S90 will obviously become the S80's next in line, borrowing much of the aesthetics and tech advances found in the second generation Volvo's XC90, and will be aimed to lure buyers away from rivaling vehicles like the BMW 5 Series or the Audi's A6. After witnessing 600 people reserve their own XC90 before ever having even sat in one, Volvo realized that they were on the right track, and they plan to keep forging that successful trail, which is a mix of mostly design with an attention to interior detail and onboard technology, with an optional dash of electrified powertrain. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe by clicking the button right next to Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. I saved this concept for the #1 spot because it is just simply the physical epitome of what the near future ought to look like. Allow me to introduce to you the Mercedes-Benz concept Intelligent Aerodynamic Automobile, or IAA for short. Mercedes has an affinity to aerodynamics like white women and pumpkin spice. The vehicle is not only luxurious, but has the talent of slipping through air like a red-hot nickel ball dropped on a 5-gallon block of butter. If it looks like a smooth model of the CLS sent from the year 3000 to find Sarah Connor, no wait. What I'm trying to say is, look at it. It resides on the corner of fashion and functionality, and is a foreshadowing of where Mercedes has their eyes in the future of innovating drag reduction. Its slick curves intentionally force air to the otherworldly designed tail end, complete with fender and bumper flap for even greater management. Did I mention that it's efficient? No? Well, now that I just did, let me tell you more about the plug-in hybrid powertrain and gas engine that can output the power of 275 horses and maxes out at 155 miles per hour. And if you thought that just because it practically glides through the air like a majestic chrome griffin with wheels for legs that it can travel up to 41 miles of distance on all electric when in aero mode, well, then you thought right, because it can do just that. And now that you know that, know this: digitally speaking, by the press of one button or automatic response to reaching speeds of 80 kilometers an hour, the concept IAA will have you thinking it's got to go save the universe or something, as 8 parts of the vehicle extend, increasing the length of itself another 390 millimeters, much like the punchline of a few dirty jokes I won't be telling.
You're watching Dynamite TV.